Well, hello, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. It is Friday, and tonight we are celebrating Black History, which is a shared history, and we'll talk more about it. Meanwhile, we're just going to get everybody into the studio so that we can get started. All right, standing by in the green room, my right hand, every beat of my heart, and the heartbeat of the South, my son, Tim Harrington. Hi, Tim.
Hey, Mom, how's everybody doing?
Oh, hanging in here, hanging in here. How are you doing yourself?
I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome, awesome. Sounds very good. We love to hear that. We want everybody well. And the hostess of the mostest herself is ready for Friday night. None other than Sybil Marie Presley. Hello, Sybil.
Well, hi there. I'm always happy to see you. And you look cute with your little turquoise and navy blue rose on your head,
Well, thank you so
on
much.
your hair.
I just had to throw on something because it's going to be 30 degrees tonight. So you guys drip your water faucets. Don't forget. It's
Oh, yeah.
freezing. It's already raining, freezing. Cold. It's cold rain outside already. And
And the wind will be blowing pretty hard.
yeah, later on tonight. But don't forget,
Hmm.
please turn your faucets on, Memphis. All right. All right, we got him. He's saying made it into the show just in time to get in the green room from New York. We got Ziggy James.
Hey,
What's going on,
James.
Ziggy? Hey, how you doing? Let me get your volume up for you. Let's see. Oh, all
Hey,
right. Hi, James. We can
hey,
hear you.
how you
Yeah,
doing?
we can hear you. We can hear you. All right, looking good. All right, we don't move the train without the head leader over here, and that's Kathy C.C. Carson.
Woo, woo.
Hi,
Hey,
Kathy.
Kathy.
Hi, how you
How
doing?
how are you tonight?
Oh, great, great. The whole day went by so quick, though. Totally
Oh
quick.
yeah.
I agree.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
mean, I looked at the clock and it was 4 o'clock to me, anyway, and it
Really?
was noon before that. Yeah, it
Well,
didn't
you
happen to you?
guys must have gotten up late, but I was up at 6 o'clock. It was a long day for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I went
Man,
to
I
bed
was up
like at
about
1
8.
in the morning,
I was
so
up
I
like
I
8.
got up about 8. Yeah.
Tim got up for his 8 o'clock coffee. Okay, then Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
All right, I hear you. Well, I think that I probably went to sleep before 10 last night, which is probably why my body awakened to me at 6 o'clock. Because normally, if I go to sleep early, my body will just cap off at about 7 or 8 hours of sleep, unless
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick. When I'm sick, I can sleep 10, 12, 14 hours straight. And,
Yeah.
my body just heals itself that way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so tonight we are going to be talking about a shared history, everybody, which is a Black history. And although it is a culture of its own, it is a shared history, simply because of the enslavement, the abuse and the treatment, and the colonization and captivity that the culture experienced. Unfortunately, that type of treatment is experienced by several cultures around the world, even during the time of slavery and right until today. In 2024, we have different tribes and different cultures of people in Africa. I think it's like 1.8 million over there now under starvation, and they have been pushed out of their territory by other gang and what they call coup armies and things like that. And then we got the Middle East. We got uh, Gaza going on over there. And not only that, as far as Asia and Australia. So it's a culture, a shared history when people have to go through those things. But we're going to talk about the Americanization of the Africans, and we're going to talk about some people who just kind of stand out, whether dead or alive. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then. Um, so, Kathy, I'm going to save you or later part in the show because I did not receive your picture of the name of who you're going to talk about. So don't tell me yet. Don't tell me. But if I don't have a picture, I'm going to save you. And I'm not saving you because you didn't send me the name. I'm saving you because I might have to leave the studio momentarily because I'm expecting a delivery package. And it makes me so um, out of sorts when they always want to deliver my packages after 7 o'clock on my show nights, right? While I'm broadcasting. So since I won't have to be pushing buttons in the studio with Kathy, then Kathy would be able to go ahead and hold down the show with her presentation for me while I step away. Okay. Is that all
Sure.
right, Kathy?
Oh
All right.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you didn't get the email. I sent it as soon as I woke up. But
No,
yeah,
I didn't, and I got everybody else's. Kathy, I really think somebody is sabotaging your email.
it could be because I did send it to you first thing when I woke up, 8 in the morning. So I don't know.
Wow. Okay, hello, hello, Sandra.
What's up,
Thanks so much
Sandra?
for joining us.
Hi, Sandra.
So we're gonna take a break so that the rest of us can go ahead and share the show. Um, got some recordings in here that could go out. Um, let's look at this one tonight, and we'll see if we can. That'll give us enough time to share because I don't even have my phone on Facebook. And so let's go. Let's take care of that team. Go ahead and get the show shared, and we'll be back.
A VPN is great for security and privacy. By hiding your IP address and encrypting your traffic, it shields your data from snoopers and all kinds of cyber attacks. But its protection scope is limited. So, NordVPN is becoming more than just a VPN. We are introducing a brand new feature to the desktop apps, Threat Protection, and it's going to take your digital security to the next level. Once you enable it on your NordVPN app, Threat Protection will guard your device against malicious websites, malware, trackers, and intrusive ads, even if you're not connected to a VPN server at the time. That's right, when you switch it on, it'll stay on, regardless of your VPN connection. Let's take a look at how it can improve your cybersecurity. Online, one wrong turn can spell disaster for your private data, but not with Threat Protection. It blocks dangerous websites that might potentially host malware, even if you click on a dangerous link by accident. Next up, Malware Protection. If you accidentally download an infected file, it's not the end of your devices just yet. Threat Protection scans every file you download. If a file turns out to be infected, it gets deleted immediately before it can wreak havoc on your computer. Most websites you enter are stuffed with trackers that follow you from one page to another, creating a unique profile of who you are and what you like. Threat Protection blocks trackers, so you can surf the net with more privacy. Ever opened a web page only to be bombarded with intrusive ads and loud autoplay videos? Well, they're not only annoying, some of them can actually be a cyber threat. Threat Protection blocks the intrusive and malicious ads on the spot. So, how do you take your device security to the next level? Make sure you have the latest NordVPN app version on your computer. Then open it and click on the little shield. It's the Threat Protection icon. Toggle the switch on and enjoy ultimate security. You can also find Threat Protection Lite on your mobile apps, but it won't block trackers or malicious files on your phone just yet. Step up your cybersecurity and stay safe. If you want to make the most out of NordVPN, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
All right then. So it looks like we are back, and let's begin with the co-hostess of the Moses, and go ahead and let her get her presentation in. She has a good one for you, y'all. Let's see what else. Oh, uh, I just did something. Excuse me, y'all. Okay, Sybil, take it away.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I would like to spotlight a wonderful entertainer that inspired me, and I had the pleasure of meeting. He's no longer with us, but his memory and his talent forevermore is with us. And that is the world's oldest teenager, Rufus Thomas.
Mhm.
He was so playful, and I just never heard anything bad about him at all. And he was born in March 26, 1917, in Casey, Mississippi. And he passed away December 15, 2001, in Memphis, Tennessee. Well, Rufus was a very popular entertainer. And he was well, anyway, he was an American rhythm and blues, funk, soul, and blues singer. That's how he was described. And he was called, like I said, the oldest teenager.
Mhm.
And he liked wearing knee length pants and those socks that pull up to your knees, I guess knee socks,
Yeah.
for his stage costume.
Oh wait,
And
somebody's doing some rattling. Hold on, Sybil. Who is that?
well, this time it's not
That
me.
no, I'm gonna mute everybody so you can do your presentation without interruption.
Yeah, I heard a
Go
bunch of
ahead.
scratching.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, dear. Start over
And
from the beginning.
so Rufus Thomas was born March 26, 1917, in Casey, Mississippi. He passed away December 15th, 2001, in Memphis, Tennessee. Well, he was a very popular entertainer, and he was known as the American rhythm and blues, funk, soul, and blues singer. And he was called the oldest teenager. So he just liked wearing knee length pants and then those knee length socks, all colorful, as a stage costume. That was like his trademark costume.
Hmm.
Well, Rufus recorded for Stax Records in Memphis, and his two biggest hits was Walking the Dog and The Funky Chicken. And he was also a comic and a tap dancer. A lot of people don't know that about him.
Hmm.
And he was a talent show director, master of ceremonies, and a disc jockey on the famous WDIA radio. Well, his daughter, Carla Thomas, followed in his footsteps as a singer and
Hmm.
recording artist. And Gee Whiz was her biggest hit. Well, she's still with us, and she lives in Memphis. And ever so often, I'll run across her at a special event or a special show. And she still sings very well. And
Yeah, I remember that song. I
yeah,
loved it.
and
Gee whiz,
that was it.
look at his eyes.
Uh-huh. That was Carla. And she just had a big hit with that. She recorded a duet with Rufus, her father, and it was let's see, what was the name of it? "Cause I Love You." Yeah, that was the duet.
Hmm.
And like I said, she's still performing at age 81 and sings just as beautifully. Well, I met
Wow.
Carla and Rufus on some of their shows and at events, and then during Elvis Week and various things, I would see Rufus and Carlos and down on Bill Street and at the Southern Folklore Cafe. They would pop in there, so I really enjoyed them. And Rufus was just so perky, and I just want to show them in the spotlight tonight that both of them are part of a big part of Memphis history as two amazing entertainers. And so it's my pleasure to talk about Rufus Thomas and Carlos Thomas tonight to celebrate Black History Month. So that's my segment.
Yay! Yeah, Brooks Thomas was Memphis. He was Memphis. He was known worldwide. Um, he even did a couple tours in Europe, and they know him over there. They love that funky chicken. And
They sure did.
but
And
I do,
walking the dog.
and oh yeah, definitely walking the dog. And I don't think that Carla did world tours.
I think she kind of stayed around close by.
Yeah, but I think she did local national tours, but I don't think she did international tours.
Yeah, I think she stayed over in the America pretty
Mhm.
much. A lot of Memphis.
Yeah. Well, thank you for picking somebody I know the songs of.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, that kind of made me feel a little bit better because I just felt a little bit lazy and lethargic before the show. I got me some coffee and thought that would help perk me up.
Ah,
Yeah. Tim, I was showing in the chat. I see 147 in on my end. What do you see? Oh, wait, I forgot y'all are muted. I'm sorry. Because I gotta let them get their
Uh,
comments in too. Okay, hold on, everybody. Hold on. I forgot to unmute you guys, but yeah, it was some interruption noise that was coming in, and I know that it was hard for Sybil to go ahead with a presentation. And so, what
I
was
hear
it?
a noise too.
What was the
Again.
chat? What was the chat count? You see, Tim?
I'm saying mine is different. Mine is 9.
9.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what mine is. Mine says
yeah.
that.
Oh, that's Facebook. Okay, I'm seeing the total studio right now. I mean, I'm
Oh,
seeing all the platforms, so we're at 152 right now. Okay, that's just 9 people from Facebook, and that's all. All right then. That was really great. Let's give Sybil another round of applause, y'all.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you.
thank you. All right then, Tim, you're up
Yes.
next. You're right at the top.
Oh, okay. I'm going to be spotlighting Frederick Douglass.
Uh huh.
After, hmm,
I said, uh huh.
yeah. After escaping from slavery in Maryland, Douglass became a national leader of the abolitionist movement in Massachusetts and New
Mhm.
York, during which he gained fame for his oratory and
Mm.
and incisive, anti-slavery writings. Accordingly, he was described as an abolitionist in his time, as a living counter example to enslavers' arguments that slaves are people that lack the intellectual capacity to function as independent American citizens,
Mhm.
otherwise known as Northerners. At the time, at the time, found it hard to believe that such a great orator had once been enslaved. It was in great orator. I'm sorry. It
Orator.
was in the response to his disbelief that Douglass wrote his first autobiography. Douglass wrote 3 autobiographies describing his experiences as an enslaved person in his narrative of my life, by Frederick Douglass, an
Mhm.
American slave in 1845, which became a bestseller and was influential in promoting the cause of abolitionists, as was his second book, My Bondage, My Freedom, which was
Mhm.
published in 1855. Followed the Civil War. Douglass was an active campaigner for the rights of freed slaves and wrote his last autobiography, Life and Times of Frederick Douglass,
Mhm.
first published in 1881 and revised in 1892, 3 years before his death. The book covers his life up until those dates. Douglass also actively supported women's suffrage,
Mhm.
and he held several public offices. Uh, Without his knowledge or consent, Douglas became the first African American nominated for vice president of the United States as the running mate of Victoria Woodhull on the Equal Rights Party ticket. Douglas believed in dialogue and in making alliances across racial and ideological divides, as well as after breaking with William Lloyd Garrison in the anti-slavery interpretation of the U.S. Constitution, when racial abolitionists under the motto "No Union, No Union with Slaveholders" criticized Douglas willingly to engage in dialogue with slave owners, he replied, "I would unite with anybody to do right and with nobody to do wrong." And with that, that's my spotlight of Mr. Frederick Douglass.
Oh, okay, Tim. That was really great and short.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay. All right. Yeah, and we had to study him in school. Did you have to study him in school, Tim?
We did, but they never did go in depth with him.
Mm.
They just scratched the surface with him.
Yeah, by me being an English major, I had the opportunity to read his works and to actually read his biographies.
Oh, okay.
And read his speeches as well. He was a dynamic orator. As a matter of fact, he was one also a role model for Dr. Martin Luther King. Often referred to him, and
Makes sense.
and also Gandhi. Gandhi was a. I think that's coming from James. Let me mute you, James. Gandhi was a also an inspirational orator to Dr. Martin Luther King. Okay,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I
and
didn't know that.
yeah, he was a Buddhist, Gandhi.
I remember
Uh,
Gandhi being a Buddhist, but I didn't know
yeah.
him and Martin.
No, they
What's
didn't know each other. Gandhi died long before Martin Luther King was born.
right? You saying
But
his teachings? Is that what you're
y-
saying?
yeah, his teachings and their yeah, he studied Frederick Douglass as well as Gandhi.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, those were his dead mentors, where he would compile his speeches from by reading theirs.
Yeah,
Uh
I can
huh.
see that. Hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, that was really great. Thank you so much. Another round of applause for Tim, y'all. Come on.
Thank you.
Come on, Tim. Y'all type in the comment column too. Uh, Since we don't have many people on Facebook tonight. They're they are probably getting ready for this cold weather tonight, trying to go grab groceries at the last.
Hmm.
Now, James, I think your northeasterner is coming this weekend. I think that I just unmuted you. I think that you was like a day or so off. Have you heard anything about your nor'easter, James?
No, I haven't checked.
Okay, yeah, I think it's probably coming your way this weekend or early into next week.
You know
Hmm.
what? It don't bother me anymore. I don't drive for a living, so
I
it
know,
bothers
right?
me. I worry about my friends out there driving,
I know, right?
but not
Yeah,
me anymore. Retired. I
yeah.
did my time.
And you know what, James? Since I have you, how about you go ahead with your presentation tonight? Who are you talking about?
I'm gonna spotlight. I'm gonna change it up a little bit here.
Well, I hope not, because I don't have a picture. I only have a picture of the one you told me of.
But normally I'd be into music. I'm not really into sports.
Why did you send me that?
I'm gonna spotlight. Well, he is into music, not my type of music, but I'm
No,
gonna.
I said, why did you send me somebody that you're not going to talk about?
I am.
Oh, you are? Okay. I just want to know before I bring up the picture, okay?
The one I sent you is the one I'm talking about.
All right. I'm going to bring it up.
I'm just saying it's not my type of music. Normally I wouldn't do sports because I'm not into sports,
All right.
but I got to give the man his just due where because he's a beautiful person inside and out.
Okay.
This spotlight Shaquille O'Neal.
All right. Shaquille. We got to call Marshall for him.
The Shack.
Yeah, Shaq, the man. All right.
From the Lakers, number 34. And also, there were a bunch of teams before that. Shaquille O'Neal was born one state down from me in New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, at March 1972. And he's a beautiful person. We used to watch his show on TV.
James, you're breaking up. Can you get into your mic a little bit more, please? I don't know if you got your microphone position right or your cord, because you're breaking up. We're only hearing part of what you're saying, but we can hear you. Try again.
Can you hear me now?
Can you speak louder?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Well, I just don't know if it's going to be jumbled, so you got to go ahead and talk.
Shaquille, I used to watch on TV, the Shack Life. I don't know if you all remember that show. And
You,
he,
yeah, you're still being jumbled. Your words are cutting in and out, so we really
nothing
can't hardly understand what you're saying.
I can do about that.
Well, have you tried unplugging your headphones and just talking? So what James is getting that ready. James, try unplugging your phones and just talking. Okay, and we'll be back. Let's take a break and let him get that done. Okay, y'all.
All right.
Yeah.
Science has taken a major leap in the battle against thinning hair in the new topical treatment called More Hair Naturally 9. Why? Stem cells. This triple stem cell formulation may help repair and rebuild the major hair components that produce hair. Most people who experience hair loss may not realize, but damage can be done to those hair components due to DHT buildup and other factors. The old approach of DHT blockers, stimulation, nutrient supplementation is fine, but often that's just not enough. Stem cells can take it to the next level. This new natural treatment also contains Redensyl, Capixyl, and Bicapyl. These breakthrough ingredients stand alone in terms of documented success. But guess what? All three are contained in the new More Hair Naturally 9 formula. And there's more. We have several peptides designed to help fight DHT, reduce inflammation, stimulate cell production, and much, much more. In fact, More Hair Naturally 9 addresses almost every cause and symptom of thinning hair currently known to science.
And we are back. James, how's it going? How's the success rate? Oh, you muted. Okay, hold on. Say something, James. Are you frozen? James, can you say something? I think you're frozen, James. Is he frozen, you guys?
Yeah.
James, are you frozen? James, you are frozen. So he'll go out and he'll come back in. All right.
All right.
So, meanwhile, I'm going to do mine. Um. Oh, he's back. Okay. All right, James. How's it going now?
My pop-up blocker does not like your program.
No, you need to just take. You need to set your computer where you don't have those pop-ups. You need to get your son to block out pop-ups. Period. That's
But your
what's real.
sound sounds a whole lot better.
Yeah, your sound is a whole lot better. It's perfect. So let me go ahead and bring your picture up before something goes wrong. Okay. Hold on just a minute. Let me get Shock back up. Shocker now. Okay, come on, Shaq. Where are ya? Shock. All right. There's Shock. Okay, go ahead, James.
There he is, the man. Now Shaq is an investor. He invests in Google and Apple. He also owns many of things. He owns car washes.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite of all is that you all probably all seen it on TV for the general. Anybody ever see the general ad with Shaq in it?
The what?
Yeah. Talking
General.
about the general commercial.
Oh, yeah, the general insurance. Yeah. You like that, huh?
Besides watching the Shaq Life beginning to end, the whole season, his movies include the Shaq Life, like we already said, and I got so many notes I'm getting confused. He has $3 million in his first year album. Car he bought for all his family, a Mercedes Benz.
Oh, really? Wow.
He lives in Georgia now, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to get a hold of him through his best friend
Did
of many
you?
years for life called Chicago. But in Chicago didn't answer my request on Facebook, so he probably didn't know who I was.
Of course.
Believe it or not, the man wears a 13 size shoe.
I believe it.
I don't know how tall he is or how heavy, but a 13 size shoe, his kid's got to be spared of him.
Yeah.
His first album went platinum and sold 1 million copies. His
And
second,
so, what was the album? He was singing?
he's a rapper.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I said in the beginning. Not my
Yeah.
cup of tea, but
Yeah. Yeah, right. Okay, I had forgotten about that. Yeah.
I don't know the name of the albums.
Neither do I. Tim, do you know?
And he loves his kids and his whole family. He's always buying his kids stuff. Last I heard, out at a grocery store, a family was struggling. He offered to pay for all their groceries.
Oh, sweet.
He's
Yeah.
got a kind heart, a big heart.
Big guy, big heart.
Yes, he does.
That's
Next time,
awesome.
Shaquille O'Neal.
All right, let's give him a round of applause. I mean, the kids love sports. Yay! Awesome, awesome, James. Good job. I'm glad you finally got that sound working for you. And I haven't. What was that?
Can we keep it? I don't know. Maybe.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully, yeah. A round of applause for James's sound system.
Thanks for
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah, that'd be great. Thank y'all so much. All right then. So I'm gonna go, like I said, I mean, just in case. Where's the rest of my information? That's what I'm trying to find. I hope I haven't closed it out. No, I haven't. Okay. So, my guy that I'm going to talk about is, and let me get my picture over here. And I'm going to do a little quiz for my team. I guess y'all say she always doing something she don't need to be doing. All right, so can anybody tell me who this is? Anybody
Don't
know
look,
who that is?
don't look familiar to me.
Nope, I don't know.
I
Nobody
might know
knows.
him by his name.
His name is Nicholas Askew.
No.
Nicholas Askew. Anybody got any idea of what he does?
Um,
Coach.
Yes, Tim. You got it. Go
Nice.
ahead, Tim. Yay, round of applause for Tim.
Good, good.
Tim is on it. Okay, so let me bring up the article about him now, so I can share why I chose him. He is a coach at Howard University, right? And um, he's the coach of the swim team, and you can see him there. And the reason why I thought it was so important to talk about him tonight is because he is living, and he's a director of swimming and diving and tennis coach at Howard University. And Howard University, as you know, is a historic black college, HBC. And the reason why it was so important to me is because what he does now is he does this swim team, and they have won a lot of awards, and he has men and women swim team after college, and they compete in um, competitions, and they have won a lot of them. And one of the young ladies said that, and they all are students, they're all are college students. And one young lady said that it was so important for African Americans to know how to swim because 60% of African American race did not know how to swim. And she is so right because I didn't know how to swim. And when I was in college, I took a swimming lesson to learn how to swim. And by me being a single mom at that time, I had no one to teach Tim, my son, and that was my reason for taking the class so that I could learn how to swim, so that I could teach my son. Thank you, Mary. She's enjoying the presentations. And so I did teach you, didn't I, Tim?
I think you tell. I can't recall. You,
You were 8 or 9 years old,
I
and
think
you were mud crawling, and you call yourself swimming.
you know what I remember. I remember because I used to go to a lot of summer camps,
I used to
and
sing you to those too. Yes.
yeah, and I can't remember which one that I went to, and I do remember that's where I learned my diving at, but my actual swimming I'm not sure.
That is not true. Your mom was the one that taught you your first dive.
Really?
Yes. And
You know,
I learned how to do my first dive at the country club of the Defense Depot here in Memphis because they had a golf country club. And as employees, when the course is closed, we could visit the country club and order lunch. And then after hours, we could use the facilities, but they had a really nice swimming pool. We had a low board and a high board.
yeah.
So I did my first dive off the low board, and it was a young white, well, Caucasian was a young Caucasian assistant that was working with me at the time, and her name was Trish. And she is the one that encouraged me and taught me how to do my first dive because I was ooh, terrified, petrified of jumping into the water that high.
Yeah.
And so I did, yeah. So I learned my first dive on the property of the Fifth Depot in Memphis Country Club, Golf Country Club swimming pool.
I'm
And
thinking
so
about
then I
that.
taught you. Well, I took you to Fuller Park, I believe it was, where the night they had the biggest, nicest pool at that time. Uh, where African Americans were permitted, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I taught you how to do your first dive because I had to dive 2 or 3 times off the low board to encourage you, right? Showing you that
Yeah.
it's easy. Yeah.
I was thinking about Christian Brother Summer Camp. That's where I learned on the high dive. And that's why.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I took you over to Christian Brothers College
Hmm.
because I was a student there, and that's where I took my swimming lesson. So after you did your low dive, I
Hmm.
took you over to the college swimming pool on campus so that you could try your high dive. Now,
Okay.
I never did attempt a high dive and never will now. Right. But I wanted you guys to see this young man, Nicholas Askew. I mean, credit. If you like to tag him, there's his information. I'm going to did I make this larger? Okay. Anyway, he's the director of swimming and diving and tennis. His email is nicholas.askew at howard.edu. Phone number 1202. Let me see. I might can copy this. Yeah, I can copy and paste it all.
Yeah. That's something that's really different. That he's hitting those programs like that.
Yes,
Um,
because those are programs that um mostly African Americans, 60%, if not more than 60%, do not have do not know how to swim and
yeah.
definitely don't know how to play tennis, right?
Now, right. And I'm gonna tell you something different. Now it's swimming and then there's swimming. I thought
Mm,
I knew how to swim
mm.
until I tried to go out for special forces in the Navy. When I tell you, I might have not known how to swim because their definition of swimming is totally different.
Yeah,
Oh
you gotta
yeah.
be like almost a champion
Yes.
swimmer.
Yes. I think it was a minimum of swimming 5 miles. Um,
Where
it
did you
was
stop
just
at? You didn't even get to a mile, did you?
I probably just made it there, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was just the beginning of it, though. That wasn't
Uh
all
huh.
of
Uh huh.
it.
That's Navy for you. Yeah.
so,
That's why I
so
didn't join. I'd rather fly and stick paper towels in the holes of the sea,
yeah,
whatever a
yeah,
cargo
yeah.
plane.
Yeah, it's two different, just two different definitions of swimming.
Yeah. But you probably would have never got to Navy. You probably would have went to another branch had you not been taught how to swim
Yeah,
already before you
yeah,
joined the forces, you see, and that's why it's
yeah,
so important. And that's why this guy to me is just a diamond
yeah. It is.
for teaching this. And he was born in Kingston, North Carolina, and
Yeah,
he began sports at a very age. He splashed in his first pool when he was 3 years old.
yeah.
At 7, he walked onto his first tennis court. So
Mm,
he is a pro. And, what I like about him is that he didn't just keep it to himself.
right.
Look how many lives he has touched and shared this to at Howard University, historically black college, right? And he just deserves a round of applause. Let's give him one, y'all.
Yeah.
Come on. Yes, Nicholas. Go, Nick. Nick, can we get a chant? There's a chant in there somewhere. Woo, woo, woo. Nick, 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 Nick. Thank you. All right. And now let's take a break, and then we're gonna go and let Kathy come in. And it looks like we'll be getting out of here on the studio on time tonight. Now, I'm glad that's new, isn't it? For a
Yeah.
while. All right, guys. I look at a 201 in the studio audience total from like 7 or 8 different platforms that do not they cannot comment in this column. But thank God they do show up on my end. Thank you so much, you guys, from watching from Nextdoor platform, from Twitter, from Instagram, from and I haven't even uploaded. I haven't done. I have to do a direct link to TikTok. I'm gonna do that. Start doing that too. Because I have to do a RTMP link for them, especially they don't. The studio don't have it in here. Their app in here where you can just automatically send it. I'm gonna put a suggestion in too that they put a TikTok app in there. But yeah, on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn. So thank you guys so much and stick and stay. Don't go away. We gotta come back for CC. All right. Hey, I just found out something. I
What?
look at what I just posted in the comment column. Okay. I can copy and paste the number of the count in the live thread that's actually showing how many minutes we've been live. We've been live 48 minutes and 51 seconds. When we went to break, our count from 202 dropped to 165, and it was 173. So I just learned something new. And that's at 48:51. And that 48:51 seconds. Okay, 48 minutes and 51 seconds. Okay, and now we've dropped to 140 on studio end. So hey, I'll start posting that, showing you guys what I'm seeing in the studio. How about that? All right. Okay, so Kathy, you are up.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Probably can't see a picture though, but maybe a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ida B. Wells. Ida B. Wells.
Yes, yes. And I might even be.
Yay!
Thank you. Yeah, you got it. I might even be related to her because I'm related to a lot of Wells, and I
Really?
am related to who you mentioned as well, Tim,
Oh,
in
really?
Massachusetts.
Frederick
Woodruff,
Douglass.
the Woodruff. Is it Woodruff or Wood?
Frederick, Frederick
I think it was.
Douglass.
Are you talking about the Wood Hole
Is it
or Frederick
Woodhull
Douglass?
or Woodruff? I thought you said Woodruff. But
Oh,
yeah, okay. I'm related to a lot of them too. But
okay.
anyway, so let me talk about Ida B. Wells, and let me get my glasses on. Okay, she's also known as Ida Bell Wells Barrett, and she was born in 1862. She was born in Mississippi, and she passed away. Let me see, in Chicago at age 68 on March 25th, 1931. And she also wrote for she was a journalist and she wrote for a Memphis publication. So when I saw that, I was like, this is really great. So she was known as an American investigative journalist, educator, and she was an early leader in the civil rights movement. She was one of the founders of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and that's known as NAACP. Wells dedicated her career to combating prejudice and violence and advocating for African American equality, especially that of women. And let's see here, throughout the 1890s, she documented, unfortunately, the lynchings that were going on, which is so horrific. But, someone had to do it. And in articles and through pamphlets such as Southern Horrors and Lynch Law in all its phases in the Red Record, which debunked the fallacy frequently voiced by whites at the time that all blacks lynching victims were guilty of crimes. And Wells exposed the brutality of lynching and analyzed it sociologically, whatever, I can't speak right now, arguing that whites used lynching to terrorize African Americans in the South because they represented economic and political competition, and thus a threat of loss of power for whites. She aimed to demonstrate the truth about this violence and advocate for measures to stop it. And she was born into slavery. She must have felt it even extra, in Holly Springs, Mississippi. At the age of 14, she lost both her parents and her infant brother in the yellow fever epidemic. She went to work and keep the rest of the family together with the help of her grandmother. And later, she moved with some of her siblings to Memphis, Tennessee. Wells found better pay as a teacher, and soon Wells co-owned and wrote for the Memphis Free Speech and Headlight newspaper, where her reporting covered incidents of racial segregation and inequality. Eventually, her investigative journalism was carried nationally. Just think about that. That was a pretty good accomplishment, And let's see. Eventually, her investigative journalism was carried nationally in Black-owned newspapers. Okay, but it's just great regardless. Subjected to continued threats and criminal violence, including when a white mob destroyed her newspaper office and presses, Wells left Memphis for Chicago, Illinois. She married Ferdinand L. Barrett in 1895 and had a family while continuing her work writing, speaking, and organizing for civil rights in the women's movement for the rest of her life. Wells was outspoken regarding her beliefs as a Black female activist and faced regular public disapproval, sometimes including from other leaders within the civil rights movement. So there you have it. And it's like women not only had to deal with, issues of, women's rights, they also had the extra plate of, trying to stop the discrimination and segregation. So, I mean, she must have been a really powerful woman, in my opinion. And she was a skilled and persuasive speaker. Wells traveled nationally and internationally, which is another big thing. I mean, to be able to do that on lecture tours. And she died of kidney disease in Chicago and was honored with a Pulitzer Prize special citation, which was another great accomplishment for her outstanding, courageous reporting on the horrific and vicious violence against African Americans during the era of lynching. So so Yeah, I'm probably related to her because I was related to some of the curators, and I just have to define it. But yeah, so I've found a lot of really, important people with Black history in my lineage, and that even includes Massachusetts. And
Mhm.
one of them even includes a Kennedy. So that
Oh,
was
wow.
related to a Fitzgerald. But I didn't
Wow.
talk about her because I thought the Memphis um, story was more important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Ida B. Wells. Get this straight away. Um, yeah, I studied her. I took African American studies in college. I did 3 semesters of African American studies. That's actually where I learned how well during that time. I was in grad school. That's when I was teaching myself how to build websites. And
Hmm.
for our, I think y'all may have heard me mention this before, that for our thesis, the teacher, she was African American and she was really cool. And she says, I don't know what I'm gonna make you guys do for your presentation. I mean, for your thesis paper, you gotta turn it in. What do y'all
Hmm.
think? And so me with my big mouth, since I wanted to try to learn more, I was thinking, I said, well, I think I might want to do a website on an African American person for
Hmm.
my thesis because she wanted suggestions from each, different students, anybody that had a suggestion. And so she said, oh, that would be something different. That'd be nice. And so one young lady, I don't even know who she was, I can't remember her name now. She says, yeah, that would be really great. She said, so why can't you do one for all of us? I said, no, I'm not doing a website for all of y'all. And
Yeah.
yeah, and so the instructor say, well, could you combine all of us on one page or on one website? I said, yeah, I could do that. I believe, yes. So that's when I built my first website, and it was for a school project, and it was tough
Yeah.
because I had to coordinate with each student in the class, and there was about 12 of us, at least a dozen, maybe 14 or 15. And each, that means that we had to have 14 pages. And this was a time when you had to put coding in. Yeah, it wasn't like these websites now. It's when you had to do all the typing like HTML, dash, dash, bar, bar, and instruct the computer what to put and where. I
Yeah.
had to put in the RT304, like the colors, if I wanted a certain color.
I
I
know
had to,
exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, and it was
It's
hard,
hard.
And then the other part of it that made it so difficult was because everybody wouldn't get their stuff in on time. I hated when that happened. And so it was one guy that he just would not cooperate. And so he didn't get to get his stuff on the page. Um, and I think he ended up getting an F. But everybody in the class got an A because of me. Yay!
Yeah, you saved the day. I love it when we save the day, Emily.
Yeah. So
These
we are
people today
at
don't even know how easy they got it with the new formats.
oh
They
yeah, I
just
love
do a
I love the
website.
way they have it now automatic. You can build a website in about 15 minutes now.
I used to do coding too, so
You did, you know exactly what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. It's hard.
Yeah, I
Uh
did on the mainframe. I did it for Aetna Life and Casualty
oh
back
you
in like
did? Yeah, so
yeah.
it was difficult, man, back
Mhm.
then. So I'm so glad that they have technology has come a long ways. I can attest to that. So we've been live for 59 minutes and 18 seconds, and we have 169 total in the studio. Oh, by the way, let me mention my gamers, Twitch and Trovo. Thank you guys. Those are two separate platforms of gamers. Like I
you
say, it's like 8 or 9 platforms. Well, the three main guys are not here in the comment column, but they might be watching because they might be in a tournament or something, while they're gaming where they can't stray away from the game. But y'all know how faithful they are. They not, they are watching. Yeah. And if they're not watching right now, they're gonna come back and watch the replay. So overall, you guys really brought some interesting characters to the stage tonight. It was just awesome, and a big round of applause for everybody. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so let's do our closing remarks, and so we can get out on time tonight.
I'm
So
froze.
let's start with the co-hosts of Moses.
Hello?
Oh wait, Sybil.
Shine the
Okay,
spotlight on.
start over, Sybil. I forgot I
It
had
was
you.
very interesting to shine the spotlight on
Froze. How did
the
I
Black
freeze?
Heritage Month and so many wonderful entertainers and special people and I want to say thank you to Mary Seals for her comments.
Thank you,
She's out
Mary.
with
Yes,
us, and it
definitely.
was just a really great show.
Thank you, Sybil. We are 101. We're 1 hour and 1 minute into the show. We picked up 3 more viewers. 187. All right, Tim.
I'm
Oh,
froze.
are you?
Yeah, I'm froze.
I
Uh,
can hear you now,
oh, you can
Tim.
hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can
Go
hear
ahead.
you.
A lot of good information. Uh, hip hip hooray for Black History Month.
Yay! All right, James. Closing remarks.
This was so hard to do because there's so many Black Americans that are beautiful people,
Yes.
and I can't thank them all for all their time and energy they put into America.
Beautiful, James. Well said. Well said. Thank you so much.
Kathy always
Kathy.
did a great
Oh,
presentation. Mine wasn't that good.
I'm sorry, James. I cut you off. What was the last thing you said?
I said Kathy always does a great presentation like you guys. Mine wasn't that good, but
Yeah, yours was good. You were just having audio trouble. Everybody loves the
Screw you
shack.
up.
Everybody loves the shack. You picked a good guy. All right.
a big bear hug.
Yeah, I know, right? I can imagine what I would look like up under him, standing beside him, because I'm like 4'8", and he's probably like what 7'1" or something.
Maybe he's like up there. He's like
Yeah,
6'10" or something. I don't know. He's way up there. Uh,
yeah.
yeah. Because
All
I
right,
saw him in Venice Beach, and he's really tall. You can't miss him. He
I,
was at
I
a
I can
distance in his
imagine. Yeah,
car.
the Jolly
Very
Giant.
quick
Yeah.
things to say if you got time on them.
Mm.
Okay, Kathy.
Okay, well, it was wonderful. Thanks for sharing about Black History Month. There's something we might want to think about doing. We might want to think about doing Native American as well, because so many Black people have, and white people have Native American blood in their DNA. And the more I get to talking to people, they tell me this. And
Hmm.
you yourself, Emily, what do you have? Blackfoot? What do you have?
Black
Uh,
Creek.
Black
Black
Creek.
Creek. Uh-huh.
Creek. Okay.
It's Crete.
I see. Crete. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so almost everyone I talk to has some Native American blood in them if they
Yeah.
know of it, if they do their
Especially
DNA.
in the South, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. So that might just be a suggestion for a future one. I know the Cherokee, I think they do something in March or April. So I'll check into it and I'll
Check
see when
into
they,
it and we'll have a special show. Yeah.
yeah, that
We
would be
may
great.
we may can even find someone to come on the show as a guest. That would be great.
I know some people. I don't know if they want to do it, but one's a red shirt. Um, no, actually, but
Well, all you can do is ask and they say yay or nay.
I'll ask him because I was on his radio show. He used to have one, so yeah, that's great. I'll ask him, and if not, I'll ask a few others.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds great.
Yeah.
James,
Yes, ma'am.
you already gave yours. Okay. So I got everybody, right? So it's left up to me. Yeah, we almost missed African America. Black History Month because this month is flying by. And it just so happens, Sybil, that our good friend, Miss Anna Eccles, called me up. We were talking, we had a conversation. We were talking about old times and what have you. And so she said, "What are you doing for Black History Month this month?" And I said, "You know what?" I said, "I haven't done anything on this show yet. But I should." I said, "Thank you so very much." And as a matter of fact, she wanted me to mention this. I hope, look, she probably tuned at the first of the show, but she might be gone by now because she really wanted me to mention this. Um, and so I'm gonna mention it. What we talked about, what she really called me up for, was she asked me, had I seen recently the picture of a particular person in this city, whereas on the television they had shown her, thank you 200, we're up to 200 again, 6 minutes after 8. In this particular person, they had shown a picture of this person. And you know how people use Photoshop to make themselves look better, prettier, and for African Americans, making your skin look lighter and what have you. Well, this particular person had used the Photoshop, and they were showing this picture all over the TV. But then when people saw her in really person, I mean, when they saw them in person, the person didn't look anything like the picture. And I had made a post. I don't know if you guys saw it. Actually, before this happened, I was like, "Did anybody?" I said, "Why?" I said, "Have you ever?" I said, "Why do people Photoshop themselves, and then when they go, I forgot what exact words, but I was saying that because people use Photoshop on themselves on Facebook and these social media platforms, that when people see you in real life, they don't know who you are, and they're probably like, they're like, is what? This is the way you look, you know? And I said, oh, wait a minute, I wasn't trying to put that on there. Anyway, I was trying to put, I typed the wrong thing. I was copying and pasting time, and I copied too much. But anyway, they don't look like themselves when you see them in person, and you go be wondering, what is that thing, you know? And so she had called me. I'm mentioning Miss Eccles. I know I'll have to send her a text and let her know I didn't think about it till the end of the show. But yeah, she was tickled to death, and she said I kept wondering. She said she kept wondering in her mind who had posted that, because she said she had remember seeing it, that these people Photoshop themselves so bad and so, I mean, so much and so heavily that they don't get the job or they don't get the audition when they actually go for the interview, because they don't look nothing like the picture they sent to the people, right? And I said, and my question at the end was, and they wonder why they didn't get that didn't get the role, right? For actors particularly. And that's the reason why filming companies and producers company now, if you're going to submit a photo of yourself, they will tell you that you can take a selfie of yourself if you don't have a professional picture. But then now they put in there, they make sure they put in there no photoshops, right? And the reason for that is because they're looking for a particular type of person with a particular look. And if you seeing in a picture that look nothing like you, they thinking, well, okay, this is the person that we need for this look right here, right? And so then when you get to the interview or the audition, you don't get the part because you don't look like the picture they sent them. So to actors out there, take it from me. Because I went and I told Miss Eccles, I said, yeah, girl, I said, I just happened to think about that because I said, I remember when I was interviewing for, who did we lose? Tim? I said, I
Yeah.
remember, he'll come back in. I said, I remember when I was interviewing for um, my series that people didn't look anything like them. A couple people didn't look like themselves, right? And that's why I thought about that. But anyhow, that was just something I just wanted to add it. And but for the whole round of the show tonight, let's give ourselves a round of applause. So to all of my pearls in the listening audience tonight, a pearl is defined as a precious thing. It is the finest example of something special. So it doesn't matter whether you are rich or whether you are poor. You, my pearls, are a special thing. You are the finest example of someone special. All right. And as we say around here in the Emily Pearl studio, listen, don't hate them. Congratulate them. And if you deem it and mean it, I promise you, my pearls, all 216 of you, everything good that you do. Well, what team?
I'm
Come
back.
back to
To
you.
you. And that's our time. Everybody wave good night.
Bye,
Bye.
family.
Good
Bye.
night. We love y'all.